Let me walk you through the two opening range break strategies today that happen on ES and how you could have avoided the fake out if you trade the 8 to 8:15 and how the 9:30 to 9:35 would have worked out. But I'll also show you how you would have had a massive trade using both of them while having the orb presentation ready, but not actually taking the orb. Let's look at the charts and I'll show you what I mean. So here's the first thing that I did when I got onto the charts. If you mark out the Asia start, the beginning of the session, and then the end of the session, and I mark out the high, and then the low is right down here at the end of Asia. So I don't mark anything extra. I don't need to complete this rectangle. This is how I mark it when I'm looking at previous highs and lows for sessions before it actually starts. I also marked out down here that there was news at both of these times that are high impact news that were expected. So today's a news day, which means when there's news at some point, I'm not taking any trade until that news has passed to see how the market reacts because I don't want to get caught on the wrong side of it. So here's the first thing that we would do. Let's just look at the 15-minute from 8 to 8:15. Let's get our rectangle tool, we'll get our magnet, and then let's find the 8 a.m. to 8:15 candle, which is right here. A lot of people are trading this. I know that RP Profits talks about this a lot. I know a lot of people talk about this 15-minute window for the opening range break. So we get our 15-minute marked out. We drop down to our 1 minute or 5 minute, whatever you prefer. I like the 5 minute, but most people do the one, so I'll drop to that one. You can see right here, 15 minutes from each other, we have high impact news marked. And then this is our opening range. It's very small. You see we get the break. Then right here, we get the midpoint retest. You could have taken that right at 9:30 and you would have been profitable. It would have dropped down here. All would have been good, right? You get another retest. You could have taken that one here, but then you get another retest and it completely goes out of the top, retouches here, comes out the bottom, and so on. So there's a lot of movement here, a lot of volatility going on, something that I don't really like. And I wasn't really looking for a trade until after this anyways. So I have a post in our Discord, which I'll show you real quick. Right here, I was talking about a really good example of watching price action, taking a look at everything, and just I was talking about this at 8:16 this morning Pacific Standard Time, which is 11:16 Eastern Standard Time, while this chart is going on. So here's the important part of this whole entire range. If you go and look at this previous session that I marked out from the Asia high, and we take this mark from right here and we stretch it all the way over, you immediately see that we have all this price action. And let's just say we're disregarding the orb at this point. It comes up and it touches the Asia high, and then it immediately all day long is below it. So if you were playing the support and resistance game battle, let's just say you wait, and I was in this trade as it was happening, but I was already in and up 575, so I didn't switch my position. But if right here you start getting close to the high and you wanted to take, I mean, you call it a degen play, right? It gets closer, price, let's even say you go a little more aggressive. Price is right here. You notice it's approaching this high, and you say, I'm going to go in on a short and just set my stop loss thinking it's going to hit this and rebound. You then would have been able to run this all the way down all day long to massive take, just trailing your stop loss down into take profit zone, and the whole way down you would have been able to just let it run. So knowing where this Asia high is provides a resistance level, and if it went low, it'd provide a support level. You would know it's going to come down, hit, and then most likely bounce up a little bit, unless there's strong price action and movement and New York just blows right through it, which could happen. Most of the time it doesn't though. So if you can identify this level and know where it is, then all is going to be good and you're going to have another play. You would have got the opening range break here out, and then you would have had the play back down. You would have had two opportunities today on this one. So let's clear all of this, and we'll just say that maybe you were doing the 5 minute opening range break, which is going to be from 9:30 to 9:35. So let's mark that out, find our 9:30 candle right here, and we'll go top to bottom and move it over. And then you can see even on the 5 minute, but we'll drop to the one just for consistency. You don't really have much going on here. You get a small break, and then you have another small break, and then it goes out to the top side, comes back and retouches immediately. Just price action didn't change. It hits the resistance level for Asia high, which we extended out again from over here, and runs all the way back down. If you were an extremely patient trader and you wait all the way for this big breakout, it does retouch the zone right here, and you would have been your entry point if you wait for the midpoint retest, set right below either at the bottom of the zone or just outside of it, and then target up here. You would have had another massive day. But if you know what's above you for resistance levels, or you know what would be below you for support levels if you were targeting the low. You can see here that basically is what happened. If you take where your Asia low is, which is right here, New York pretty much hunted that back out for liquidity. So it went all the way up, hit resistance, and then came all the way back down, almost took it over here when we clear this. Let's clear all of this. It starts pushing down, battles back, and then again, it ends about the same point. So no matter what, we were targeting resistance. It took out support right here and then went back up, took out the high, and then came back down and settled. So all I'm saying is when you're doing the opening range break, if you're looking at other levels and you're looking for other battle zones, essentially, the support down here and the resistance up here is typically always a battle zone unless there's insane volume with New York. And this works on NQ as well. So if you get insane volume, it could easily blow right through it or right past it down here. But that typically doesn't happen. And there's always a little bit of bounce, and you would have had a massive day if you were looking for this as well.